Hi, it's Mark from My College Timeline, and I want to welcome you to your college timeline. You know, you've actually just taken a huge step on your college prep journey, something that's going to make the whole process easier and less stressful. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that in the next few minutes in this video, where I'm going to sort of give you a tour of the place and show you how to use your college timeline. Now, if you're not already, you may want to go into full screen mode by clicking on the full screen button in the bottom right hand of the corner of the video. Before we get started, now you've just started up, you've just set up your timeline, so it's going to look something like this. Now, before I explain to you what's going on here, and before we even get started, what you're going to want to do is click on your little icon here, and that will take you to your account information page. And over here, what we're going to want to do is upload a picture of you that you can put on your timeline. So I'm going to click Choose File. Here's a picture of me. Okay, and for the purposes of this video, let's pretend, even though I'm way older than this, but let's pretend I'm in 9th grade and my name is John. Okay, so I'm going to upload the file. Take a few seconds. There it is. And now when I go back over here, I'll click on My Timeline. There's me on my timeline. Okay, so what's happening here? Well, you can kind of think of My College Timeline like a video game. Okay, so here's me. Here's where I want to get to over here. Whoops, where's my cursor? Here's where I want to get to. My dream college. Okay, and this is the journey I'm going to take to get there. So each one of these bars represents a week along my timeline, from 9th grade through 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. Now, I happen to be in 9th grade, so I'm starting here at the beginning of my timeline. Some of the areas where there could be bars are blank, and that tells me that there are no college prep tasks that I need to do during that week. If the bar is taller, that tells me that I have more work to do during that week. If the bar is gray, then the task is in the future, and I don't even need to worry about it right now, and that's actually a key part of the concept, which I'll touch more on a little bit later. If the task is red, that means that the task, I should have completed the task, but it's overdue, I haven't completed it, and if I do it, then it turns green. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let's say I want to go into the first task in the timeline. So get to know your college prep mentors. So I'm going to click on this, or actually I'm going to go down here and click on this. And it zooms me into the zoomed in view of my timeline. So there's actually a zoom out button here. So I'll zoom back out. Here's the zoomed out view. And now I can zoom back in by either clicking on the task or I can click on the zoom in button. But let me click on the task. Okay, here I am at the beginning of my timeline. And this is the first task in my timeline. So for each task, what I see is the title of the task. I see a description of the task, and then I'll see 1 or 2 questions or things to do, right? So there's always going to be a video, so I will watch the video, and then I will answer the related questions or do the related tasks. So for example, I'm going to go into this task called Get Off to a Great Start in High School, and I can see it's 30 minutes long. And let me go ahead and click, and I'm going to play about 30 seconds of the video so you can see, so you can get a feel for it.
Well, here you are, about to start your first year of high school. Congratulations! There will be some great changes you'll notice as you shift into high school. You'll start to experience more of an independent, fast-paced life. You'll have more say in what classes you take. There will be more activities for you to participate in. And overall, there's a lot more freedom to make decisions about where you want to go in life.
Okay, so you get a sense. You'll see a training video from either Christina or from Nick. And then on the right, after I watch the video, I'll answer the questions. And what I can actually do when I'm working on it, if I want to have some more sort of screen real estate here, is there's a full screen button. So when I'm ready to answer my questions, let's see. What are the 5 tips for getting off to a great start in high school? I will write my answer here. And then when I'm done, I will mark it as completed. Now, some of the tasks or assignments may actually not be applicable to me. So in those cases, I'll select it not applicable to me. But I'm going to click completed. The second question is, what are the goals you hope to accomplish in the next 4 years of high school? I'll type my answer here, and again I'll type select completed, but watch what happens when I complete the task. I get a little sound and a success message. Great job, you have completed this task. So now I'm going to exit full screen mode, and I can see that the task has actually become green now. And now when I go back out to my zoomed out view of my timeline, oh, I don't see any green. Why not? Well, let me go back into that task. I can see that for that week there's actually 2 tasks. I've done one of them. So now let me go into the next one. And it works the same way. Let me go up into full screen mode again just to give myself some more space. I'll type my answer here. I'll just pretend I'm answering it. Completed. I'll type in my answer here. Maybe this one is not applicable to me. Again, I'll type my answer here. Completed. And then there are some things to do. And I'll mark that as completed. Great job. You've completed this task. So exit full screen mode. And I'll go back out into the zoomed out view of my timeline. And voila. I see my first green week. So quite simply, as I move down my timeline, I want to see lots of green bars behind me and no red ones. And if I see all green bars behind me, then I know I'm on track for getting into my dream college. Now, a couple other things I want to highlight for you. One is that up here, where's my cursor again? Okay, up here, you're going to see a search bar. So, you may be wondering, maybe you're thinking about the college application or the college essay. So you could sort of skip ahead and see what's ahead of you in your timeline, which actually is a good thing to do to just sort of give you a preview of what's coming up ahead of you. But let's say you want to specifically search for something about your college essay, writing a college essay. Well, you can click on search, and I'll type in essay. And here are 2 results. For example, one task is a step-by-step guide to writing awesome college essays. I'll click on that. Takes me to the zoomed-in view, and here's the video, and I can watch the video about that particular topic. Now, there is another button here called that says DB. Don't worry about that one. It's a cool button. You'll learn how that one works a little later. It's a little hack you can do on your timeline. Now, that's how the actual timeline works. Now, there's actually also some things down here. Okay, so my dashboard, my schools, my applications, my scholarships, my financial aid, and my team. And you're going to be learning all about those in future tasks. So basically, with My College Timeline, you've got 3 key things. You've got your timeline, which you've seen here. There's also a YouTube channel. So the timeline has dozens, well, actually hundreds of videos in it. But if you just want to go straight to a video, you can go to our YouTube channel. You can check out our original series, so How I Got In, My College Life with Alex Tellez. We've got a Newsmakers series. You can go in and go directly to our full library of college prep videos if you want to see, go in directly to see a particular video. And we've also got some playlists, and you'll be learning more about those as well. And the last thing is the blog. And this is, we call it This Week in College Prep, and it gives you 1 news story a day, the most important things you need to know about college prep that are going to really help you along in your journey. And actually every Friday, you're going to get an email with the top 7 stories, the previous 7 days' stories in the blog. But you can always feel free to go in and read any of the stories that are in the blog. So between these 3 things, the College Prep app, the YouTube channel, and the blog, which keeps you up to date, you've got everything you need to know about college prep. Now, there is a couple of things I want to mention. When you first start your timeline, ideally you're going to start at 9th grade. You're going to begin your college prep journey in 9th grade. But what if you're starting in 10th grade or 11th grade or later? Well, the simple truth is, the earlier you start, the easier it's going to be. But it doesn't mean it's impossible to start later. Okay, so if I'm beginning my timeline here, then all these tasks behind me are going to be red. Now, don't get alarmed, right? Because there's a couple pieces of good news here. First of all, at least now you'll be able to see the things that you could have done back then, and you'll know what you need to get caught up on, which will help to bring down the stress. But you can also go in and see for each one. You can see, this one's 45 minutes, 60 minutes. You can just go in, and maybe it'll take you a week or 2 or 3 to catch up on all those previous tasks. But remember, this is a years-long journey in many cases. So just put that into your plan to go back and catch up on any red tasks that you may have. So that's an introduction to my college timeline. Now that you're an expert in college prep, why don't you go into your timeline and check out the first task on your college timeline.